I think it's kind of obvious who we each have at one.
Yes,
Unless you've
Alex.
unless you've
Alex, who
thrown an
will we go?
absolute unless you've thrown an absolute like out of the blue number one in here, which would be outrageous. But I'd be kind of here for seeing the reaction. So if you want to change your pick, I'm willing to give you some time.
Go ahead.
All right, for me, number one, I've got Kevin Hartman. For me, it was a conversation at the top three. I think similar to you,
Hmm.
Thornton, Ramondo, Hartman. And for me, Hartman was like a combination of the two. He obviously didn't have the exact same longevity as Ramondo, but he had very long career. So to me, he had the longevity of Ramondo while still having the incredible seasons like Thornton did. And one thing that I looked at in making this was there were 4 seasons for Hartman where he played over 1,500 minutes, where he had over an 80% save percentage, which is insane. That's insanely high. One of which was 2003, where he had 155 saves while having an 81.6% save percentage. That's stupid. That's crazy. Like even Miola had around the same save percentage. I think he had 30 less saves in his MVP season. Um, he was, I think he had a couple of seasons where he didn't, it looks like he didn't play like full seasons. He had 18 starts, 20 starts, 11 starts. But even in those times, he had ridiculous numbers. Um, he made my list 15 times for top 10, so one less than Nick Raimondo. In that time, he had 2 supporter shields, 2 MLS Cups, and 1 goalkeeper of the year. It was super tight in terms of points between Hartman and Raimondo. And genuinely, if Raimondo gets that goalkeeper of the year in 2010, it's like a 2 point difference between the two of them. Like it's super tight. Um, but yeah, I thought Hartman was like kind of the a little bit of the best of both worlds between Thornton and Raimondo.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't go as deep into what I wanted to go as deep as you, but I have a life and I've seen the grass before. So
I haven't.
one day you'll try that. No, I
Maybe.
wanted to go season by season, but I felt like it wasn't going to change a lot. It was just going to cause a lot more stress to my life, and I don't really need that. I probably need a little bit more, but not that much more. So I just stood away from it, and I said for me, number one, clear as day, Michael just spurning from Seattle.
Yeah,
All 2 years of his of his season here. No,
he made my table.
he's on my list.
He got 10 points for me out of 2 seasons.
Um, Zach Thornton at one for me. Again, might be a little bit of recency bias that we covered a lot of Chicago's uh, early history, and he is smack dab in the middle of all of it. On those double, on the expansion season double, he is one of the main reasons they did it. He was fantastic in the PK shootouts and things like that. Um, 15 seasons, Chicago, Colorado, Chivas, and Red Bull, won an MLS Cup, 3 U.S. Open Cups, did the double in 98, comeback player of the year in 09, and 2 goalkeeper of the year awards. Only got 370. I say only, right? Compared to the 550 that Ramondo had. Only had 317 games, but had 95 clean sheets, ranking him ninth among the 30 that I analyzed at 30%. Um, Better than average shot stopper, ninth in saves and save percentage at 1,109 and 71.5. 98 and 09 goalkeeper of the year seasons were joined by 2 second place, a third place, and 2 fourth place or higher finishing, meaning that for almost half his career, I think it was 1 season short of half or half a season short of half, he was considered a top 5 goalkeeper. And that's what did it for me. Not only did he do it for a long time, but he kept those numbers high for the entirety of or for at least half of his career, right? So Kevin Hartman, 2 more seasons, uh, you know, less clean sheet percentage, uh, better save percentage and more saves, but again, work that into to what it was. The save percentage was really close. The more saves came with more seasons. Less goalkeeper of the years, same number of second place, 2 more third place, and 1 less fourth place. So Thornton did it with less seasons more frequently than he did. And Thornton, again, Ramondo, great numbers over a long time with less impact consistently. He had a couple of really good years, but not the consistency that Thornton had. Because as you mentioned, injury took him out for a season or two, so you can drop that down to 14 or 13 season. That number looks even better. Yeah, I think that is that. Blah, blah, blah. I think that Zach Thornton is a top 3 goalkeeper with the other two. Where you'd like to put them is outside of my level of care, because I think, as we mentioned at the start, you really got your top 3, maybe your top 5. You've got your middle 3, maybe your bottom 5 or your bottom 3, and then everybody else. Your honorable mentions can get worked in there. Maybe it's like a bottom 7 for the bottom 3 spots, but these 3, Ramondo, Thornton, Hartman, far and away top 3 in history at this moment. Philadelphia fans, calm down. Jesus, I can hear him screaming already.
I'm honestly absolutely shocked. I think we had, out of just the players in our top 10, I think we had one difference.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I think you put Ricketts in and I put Reese in, and everybody else was still in there at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. And we had the same groupings pretty much too.
Yeah, like I
mean,
said,
we
it
flipped
wasn't
them
super
around,
far
but
off.
yeah.
It
I
just
was
tells us we
expecting
didn't.
more yelling. Now
That just,
I don't have an intro clip now.
that just tells us it was not hard enough. We need to do a tougher one next time.